Hello, dear friends. I am accused of being a conspiracy theorist, as if it were a crime, but everyone is free to believe in the theory they feel want, and to express their opinion freely without insulting anyone. Opinion piece. Are you a conspiracy theorist? Was this term created to ridicule them, to avoid a constructive and objective debate? The ascension process would be a series of events. The BRICS agree on the rules for their enlargement. Let's start. The term conspiracy is a neologism that is used in a pejorative way to describe a human being who tends to believe in conspiracy theories. A conspiracy theory is an alternative explanation of events or situations involving the idea that a secret or powerful group is manipulating events to the detriment of the general public. The most influential conspiracist in the world is David Icke. The word conspiracy is used to denote humans who may distrust official explanations of events, and instead tend to believe more elaborate narratives involving large-scale plots. It is important to note that not all theories are false, and in some cases investigations have revealed real plots that were initially dismissed as alleged conspiracy theories. A conspiracy theorist is a living human being who holds and promotes beliefs or ideas that interpret complex events or situations as the result of secret conspiracies, usually carried out by powerful groups or occult entities. This term is used as a way of ridiculing anyone who offers an interpretation of events that reflects negatively on their actions or their narrative. The term conspiracy theorist can be used in disparaging contexts to ridicule some who offers alternative or critical interpretations of established events or narratives. In some cases, the term has been used to discredit people who question officially accepted versions of events, but it can also be used unfairly to prevent objective and constructive debate. Ultimately, the use of the term conspiracy theorist as a ridicule tactic can undermine critical discussion and objective analysis of events. Concealment. According to Steve Biko, whenever such an interpretation of events comes up, the accusation is thrown and then over and over again by all the media outlets. The dark side makes it difficult to uncover the truth by hiding evidence, ridiculing investigators, and maintaining the narrative. Meanwhile, the top fact-checkers are constantly asking for evidence, knowing full well that the official media provide none, and the dark side works to scare off whistleblowers investigating the matters. Therefore, obtaining evidence is difficult and sometimes almost impossible. When it occurs, of course, it is ignored. Our goal is a measured response, responsible for its implications and weighted towards an end to evil on this planet and the ascension into the light. We emphasize coming from the center, the middle, the heart, not from the ends. For now, the external situation is so fluid that all this could change in a week. In terms of tracking external events, I rely on what I consider to be the most credible sources in a situation that is both fluid and dangerous for all of humanity, and where there are not many sources to choose from. Our job is to expose evil so that it doesn't entrench itself again, bringing to light what needs to be revealed, so that the fiber of society is not destroyed. And then you are pointing the way to the new, because you can't create a new society where there isn't an understanding and agreement about what is acceptable in the most basic aspects of human rights. BRICS Summit. The BRICS Summit attracts a global interest that has not been seen in years, according to the New York Times. The BRICS agree on the rules for their expansion. At the Johannesburg Summit, more than 20 countries show interest in joining the group. In the case of the Americas, the countries most likely to join the BRICS are two: Bolivia and Venezuela. Brazil supports the entry of new members. Brazil has no problems with any of the candidates to enter the BRICS. Lula points out that a common currency for the BRICS would reduce vulnerabilities. BRICS countries challenge Western dominance. European nations could be displaced by emerging economies, according to Daniela Diaz. Compared to the West, the BRICS does not believe that geopolitics is a zero-sum game in which the economic development or security of some states becomes a threat to others, said the professor at the Nehru University of New Delhi, Anuradha Chenoy. This bloc must be understood as a multilateral and inclusive organization that provides opportunities and does not position itself against other countries. Other news. Russia proposes to create a market for gold, platinum, etc., regulated by the countries that control the resources of these metals. On the basis of this new market, the bilateral trade system in national currencies would be maintained. Group leader Wagner dies in a plane crash. India becomes the first country to reach the South Pole of the Moon. Donald Trump proposes a 10% universal tariff if he is elected in 2024. That proposal resembles the G0 program. Mars is spinning faster and faster, and it's not clear what is causing it. Americas. AMLO sets a date for the drugstore to stop the shortage in Mexico. Uruguay confirms the end of the water emergency unleashed by a severe drought. Argentine presidential candidate Javier Milei, a self-proclaimed anarcho-capitalist, has vowed to shut down the country's central bank. He calls it one of the biggest robberies in human history, in quotes. Mauricio Macri decriminalizes the vote for Milei in the Argentine electoral campaign. The Argentine government wants that groups encourage looting in different parts of the country. Dozens of detainees after looting in stores and supermarkets in Argentina. Argentina announces the creation of a unified command for shoplifting. Peru in favor of applying measures against crime as in El Salvador. The new Chancay port terminal, located 80 kilometers from Lima, Peru, will become an entry and exit point for trade between South America and Asia, mainly with China through its port in Shanghai. Civilian and military firefighters fight 5 simultaneous forest fires in Bolivia. Astrology. Regulus effect by Celia Feng. At this time of the year, as we transit through Leo and into Virgo, we feel the intense effect of the star Regulus, also known as the Lionheart. Regulus is a huge blue-white star that rotates at an accelerated rate, and when it is aligned with the Earth, we feel that accelerated energy. The purpose of this is to give additional fuel for our takeoff into a new cycle of time and space. This can cause various effects on your physical being, such as exhaustion and feeling that things are moving too fast. dizziness and spatial disorientation, dehydration and muscle weakness or spasms. This appears to be the effect of the distortions in the space-time continuum when it encounters a physical body. This intense energy is preparing you for powerful creations in the months ahead. Lend Patience by Dr. Shabi. With all the retrograde planets, there can be restlessness and frustration because people want their needs and wants met right now. However, retrogrades require internal reflection rather than as much external action. Trying to force something would hit a brick wall, and important projects are on hold, such as moving, accepting a new job, starting a new course, getting engaged, getting married, etc. Messages. According to Nadina Baum, higher energy, love, and ideas are flooding the planet, and everyone is receiving it. It all depends on who receives and how it is translated into words. It is not about controlling the outside world, but about owning your own domain, your own universe of thought, feeling, emotion, frequency, and intention. There has been a shake-up of the planet that has put everyone in the way. Everyone is receiving because energies, information, ideas, and love are flowing non-stop on the planet. Daily message from Kehrach. It's time for those who are on the ascension path to increase their frequency through a real commitment, allowing the acceleration of this process and preparing for contact with their star families. Your commitment contributes to the creation of what you call the divine moment. You are on earth to hold the frequencies of love, and through this, the illusion of fear and separation will dissolve, causing the earth to rise into a new dimension filled with light. As one galactic cycle of evolution comes to an end and a new one begins, the awakened are humanity's bridge to the new reality of paradise. The moment a starseed leaves the body, they are assisted by dear friends and family, angels, beings of light, or members of the Galactic Federation. Some souls meet their beloved pets, who have remained close since they left the corporeal form, and who remain faithful beyond physical life, because love is immortal. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.